Celtic have just rejected a massive £17.3 million bid for Arne Engels. Junior Adamu's signing is getting very close with final discussions ongoing, and a brilliant banner at the Falkirk game has everyone talking. Plus, Thomas Kvankara sends an emotional message after his first goal, and Matt O'Reilly is heading back to Brighton. It's been a crazy deadline day, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic have stood firm over Arne Engels after turning down a second bid from Nottingham Forest for the Belgian midfielder. Following their initial £14 million offer on Sunday evening, Forest came back with an improved bid of £17.3 million on deadline day. But the answer from Celtic was exactly the same: not for sale. The Premier League side have been pushing really hard to get a deal done, and Forest are also aware that Engels has attracted Bundesliga interest in recent weeks. However, Celtic made it crystal clear to all parties that they have no intention of letting one of their key players leave mid-season, especially with the title race heating up and a Europa League knockout tie with Stuttgart on the horizon. Engels has been one of Celtic's brightest performers in Europe this season, really impressing against top-level opposition. And while some fans have questioned his consistency in domestic fixtures, particularly after a quieter showing at Tynecastle, Martin O'Neill and his coaching staff view the Belgian as a key part of their plans going forward. It's also been reported that Engels himself is happy in Glasgow, enjoying life under O'Neill and focused on helping Celtic retain the league title. Despite significant money being put on the table, the message from Celtic Park is that Arne Engels is not going anywhere this window. Now for the main story, while reports last night suggested the deal was already sealed, it's reported that final discussions are still ongoing regarding the inclusion of a potential option to buy clause. Celtic are looking to protect themselves in the long term by ensuring they have the chance to sign the forward permanently should the loan spell prove successful. Adamu, 24 years old, joined Freiburg in 2023 from Red Bull Salzburg for a reported €5 million. However, his move to the Bundesliga hasn't worked out as hoped. He's struggled for game time and has fallen out of favour in a competitive squad, prompting his decision to seek a new opportunity. Despite those challenges, Adamu was a highly rated talent during his time at Salzburg, and Celtic will be hoping that a change of environment and a regular run of matches will help reignite his form. It's a bit of a gamble for the club, but one with considerable upside. If the player can recapture his potential, it could prove to be a shrewd piece of business, especially with a buy option in place. Celtic continue to be active as the transfer deadline approaches, and the addition of Adamu adds both depth and flexibility to the attacking options available to Martin O'Neill. In other news, as Celtic secured a win over Falkirk on Sunday afternoon at Celtic Park, it was a noticeably different atmosphere inside the stadium, with reduced home and away crowds. The Green Brigade remain banned by the club, a sanction in place since November, and once again, their absence was visibly and audibly felt. In protest, banners were unfurled calling on the club to end the ban, including one displayed during the players' walkout and another from the boys' section that remained up for the full 90 minutes. But beyond the calls for the return of ultras, one particular banner stood out and struck a chord with fans across the divide. As Falkirk brought a much smaller than usual travelling support due to their organised boycott over extortionate ticket pricing, Boys Celtic displayed a powerful message in solidarity with them. The banner read, "Celtic FC, created for the poor, stolen by the rich, £25 cap now." Falkirk fans had voiced their outrage in the days leading up to the fixture, noting that by the time service fees and postage were added, the cost of a single away ticket was around £40, a staggering price for a game, especially in the current financial climate. Boys Celtic have consistently campaigned against rising ticket costs in the Scottish game, and this latest act of protest continues that stance. Their message wasn't just aimed at the Celtic board, but at football authorities across the country. In a time when working-class fans are being increasingly priced out of the game, the call for a £25 ticket cap is gaining more and more support. In other news, Thomas Kvankara's Celtic start continues to build momentum, and his reaction after Sunday's win over Falkirk showed a player settling quickly into his new surroundings. The striker marked his first appearance at Celtic Park with a goal, helping the Hoops to a 2-0 league win and adding another positive moment to an already encouraging opening week. The Falkirk game came just a week after his debut away to Hearts, where Kvankara had already made an impact. Thrown straight into a difficult fixture, he showed composure and awareness to set up Hyun Jun Yang's goal in a 2-2 draw. That assist was not flashy, but it came from good movement and a calm decision in a tight area. It was a useful first step. At home against Falkirk, the task was different. Celtic dominated the ball for long spells, but chances were not coming easily. Kvankara's role was to occupy defenders, attack crosses, and offer a presence in the box. He did that from the opening minutes, battling centre-backs and making himself available whenever the ball went wide. His goal arrived just before half-time and summed up what he offers. Kieran Tierney delivered from the left. Kvankara timed his run well, got across his marker, and guided a header into the net. It was simple, direct, and effective. Celtic had the lead. The stadium responded. For a striker on his home debut, it was the right moment. After the match, Kvankara took to Instagram to share his thoughts. The message was short and clear, focused on the result as much as his own contribution. That post sums up his first 2 games: an assist on the road, a goal at Celtic Park, 4 points from those games. Kvankara has not gone looking for attention. He has kept things simple, followed the shape, worked hard off the ball, and taken his moments when they arrived. That early return fits what Celtic have been missing all season. The team has often needed a striker who can occupy defenders, attack crosses into the box, and still drop in to help play move. Kvankara has shown signs of that already. At Hearts, it was his awareness and timing. Against Falkirk, it was his movement and finish. There is still plenty to improve. His first touch can be sharper. His legs will feel stronger as minutes build. That is expected for someone stepping in halfway through a season. What stands out is how quickly he has adjusted to the pace and demands of these matches. Supporters have responded in the right way, positive but not over the top. They have seen a striker who works, gets involved, and adds something early. There is no rush to label him, but there is a feeling that he suits how the team wants to play. Kvankara's post captured the brilliant moment. First home game, 3 points, keep going. If his opening week is anything to go by, that is exactly the path he is on. Lastly, Matt O'Reilly is set to return to Brighton after the club reached an agreement to cut short his loan spell at Marseille. The Danish international midfielder will be reintegrated into Brighton's squad for the second half of the season, with the Premier League side eager to utilise his talents in their push for a strong finish. O'Reilly made the high-profile switch to Brighton 18 months ago in a record-breaking transfer, but despite showing flashes of real quality, his time on the south coast has been hampered by inconsistency and injuries. The loan to Marseille offered him valuable Champions League experience, and while he started brightly in France, his minutes have declined in recent months. Now back in England, Brighton believe O'Reilly is returning as a more mature and developed player, having experienced a different tactical setup and the intensity of European competition. The hope is that he can now kick on, stay fit, and make a more consistent impact in the midfield under Fabian Hürzeler. The former Celtic playmaker remains highly rated, and this could be a vital period in reigniting his trajectory in English football. Brighton fans will be eager to see if O'Reilly can replicate the form that made him such a standout during his time in Glasgow. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.